If we think ahead, we can enjoy a great future where we could have much more interesting jobs and maybe we don't even have to work that much at all. Do you remember this chart from part 1? This is what we need to prepare for. If you have not read or watched part 1, please do that first to make sure you have the right context. We must think longer term, especially with regards to employment. In summary, there are two main ways that can be influenced by a country: innovation and the production of renewable commodities like food and electricity. By having sufficient of both or either of these, a country can keep producing enough goods and services that even if there is less employment, society can enjoy a good life. There are also items such as logistics, but these are harder to influence since this is even more constrained by location. Historically, technology has shifted jobs rather than destroyed. We must prepare for a big shift at the bare minimum. Therefore, education and training are key. We should not be educating for jobs and skills that will not be required. Education can also boost innovation, which in turn can generate wealth. Many future jobs will obviously require technological skills such as coding. This in combination with mathematics and science. But the key skill will be the ability to learn itself. Because the job market will keep changing very fast, the historical way of getting a degree and then working a similar job for the rest of your life will mostly disappear. We must prepare for a life of learning. A great accelerator for learning is curiosity. Therefore, we must stimulate this at every level of education, but especially for small children. Apart from that, we must focus less on dry theory and more on skills transferable between jobs, such as critical and clear thinking, problem solving, creativity, communication, presentation and persuasion, collaboration, teamwork and leadership, persistence and adaptability, proactiveness and initiative. For a more detailed analysis on education, check our other article or video. In one of our following videos, we will discuss how we can improve education drastically without having to spend much. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you do not want to miss these videos. Society needs to invest heavily, time and money, in on-job training and mini degrees to keep employee skills up to date with developments all the time. It's very important that the labor population does not become so much out of date that retraining becomes near impossible. The biggest worry for now is for people doing jobs with little education required. For example, demand for truck and taxi drivers will decrease very quickly when self-driving vehicles take hold. We think this will be likely within a decade. There are also jobs, however, that historically have increased demand due to automation. Especially jobs that require a lot of social interaction and/or personal care. This could range from therapist to kindergarten teacher. The key question that remains is, can truck and taxi drivers be retrained to do something completely different? In Singapore, the government is already heavily investing to retrain the workers. More countries should start similar initiatives. Fighting the causes and consequences of climate change and the impact of automation at the same time. Spain, for example, has a lot of sun and space. By only covering a small part of Spain with solar, we can power all of Europe. Taking into account global population growth and increasing standards of living, more and more food is required. This will require a much better water management system. We can make more areas fertile and protect against increasing droughts and floods. Investing in these items will increase employment and boost innovation. If you'd like to know more, check our article and video about this. In the long term, even when much labor is automated, these items will keep generating wealth for the country to offset unemployment. Tourism is another industry that could get a boost if people have more free time. By how much remains to be seen. All these rapid advancements probably require us to rethink the tax system. We might publish about that at some point. For now, however, it is of utmost importance that we start investing in items that will ensure a prosperous future. In the meantime, we can rethink the tax structures. We think we can compare the speed of AI advancements to when the first cheaply available mobile phones and later smartphones arrived. Suddenly it's there, and soon after you almost do not remember you ever lived without it. The difference being that AI has a much bigger impact. This is something severe and probable enough to start thinking hard about. In the past 200 years of automation, jobs have shifted instead of being destroyed. That could be true this time too, because we might just not yet fully be able to imagine what this will entail. This is the view of the newspaper The Economist, for example. However, many others in the technology sector, for example, think the impact on unemployment will be much more severe. We will see if the historical trend holds or this time is different. We think it could be different, because historically we have been mostly dealing with physical labor and digitalization. PCs, internet, web shops, for example. Now we are dealing with self-learning intelligence with an extremely high rate of improvement, for easy-to-copy software that can be located anywhere in the world. Most people who looked into AI advancements agree on one thing though. For sure, the job market will change drastically and likely very quickly. Therefore, we must prepare for a scenario where the need for employment is drastically changed or even reduced. For those not prepared, the consequences will be severe and increased inequality in and between societies can arise quickly. Because it's quite possible that we will see many changes so fast not seen in history before, we must make sure this becomes a much bigger topic in the public and political debate. Among the people who have looked into and spoken out about the impact of AI and automation in general are very few politicians, unfortunately. There are also ethical concerns. In this article, we have addressed the near future in practical terms, so we can position ourselves for the best possible outcome. We have not looked into artificial superintelligence. This is something that's smarter, better and faster at anything than any human could ever be. Notable people such as Bill Gates, Steve Wozniak and Stephen Hawking have urged for an ethical debate about this, because they think it can have such severe consequences for humanity. Elon Musk has even invested a large sum of money in a non-profit called OpenAI. The organization develops AI systems that are open for everyone. They like to prevent that super smart technology comes in the hands of only a small group of people. The future can be great, better than we've ever seen in history, if we start looking at the right things. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe. Please let us know your ideas on YouTube, Fazil.es, Facebook and Twitter. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.